Hello everyone. In previous lecture we have learned that how to create applets, right? In this lecture we will learn that after creating the applet how we can embed it into a web browser, or we can say in a web page, right? For that the various steps are included. We will learn these steps in today's lecture. For that we will see the web page design with applet, right? For designing web page with applet we can use the two tags. There are more tags also, but here we will learn these two tags, right? First is the applet tag, right? And second is the param tag, right? These two tags are used for embedding applet into a web page, right? But we can see the param tag is a subtag of applet tag, right? It is already included into the applet tag, right? Here we can say the syntax of the applet, right? This is the syntax of the applet tag. In the syntax of the applet tag, you can see the applet tag is started, right? Then you can see the various attributes of the applet tag, right? These are the attributes which we can use with the applet tag, right? In that you can see the sum of the attributes are with the square bracket, right? You can see the square bracket is given, right? These attributes are optional attributes, and other attributes like this code, right? Then the height and width. These three attributes are the mandatory attributes which we have to use compulsory with the applet tag, right? So we will see the one by one. First is code base, right? This code base attribute shows the path of the applet. If the applet is local, right, then you have to mention the directory path. And if the applet is remote, then you have to mention the URL of this applet, right? So this code base attribute is optional attribute. Then the next attribute is code, right? Then this code attribute is includes the file in which applet exists, right? The Java file, right? In which we have created by extending the applet class, means that file is one applet, and this file should be converted into a class file, right? And here we have to give that class file in the code, right? Then there is a attribute alt, right, in which you can give the alternative text, right? If and because of any issues your applet is not displayed, right, or applet is not found, then you can give the alternative text in this attribute alt attribute. Then there is a attribute name, right? You can give that name of the applet in this attribute, right? Then there is a attribute width and height. You can give the values of the height and width in pixels, right? And these both attributes are compulsory for the applet tag. Then there is a attribute alignment, right? Alignment means you can set the applet in center, right, or left, right? So you can specify it here, right? And for that align is a attribute. After the align we have attribute vspace. Vspace means vertical space. How much space vertically you want to give, right? And how much space horizontally you want to give, that can be specified into a h space, right? So vspace and h space both are the optional attributes, right? Here you can see the applet is tag is closed, right? I have not ended the applet tag, just I have closed this angular bracket. So these are all the attributes, right, which are included in the applet tag. After this applet tag, right, you can see one optional part is there, that is the param tag. We can also pass the parameter from applet to web page, right, from a web page to applet, right? Here I am passing the parameter from the web page to applet in the applet file which I have mentioned here, right? From this web page the data will be passed in the applet, right, using the param tag, right? So this is the syntax of param tag. Param name equal to your variable name, right? Which whatever data you are going to send, you have to give the name of the data, that is the name, and then there is a value, what value you want to send with this name, right? You can add any number of parameters with this applet, right? You can send any number of parameters, right, with this applet. You can mention them here, right? And then you can give the alternate HTML. If you want to add some another content of HTML, you can add that also, right? And at the end you have to end the applet tag, right? So this is the basic syntax of the applet, and this is the basic syntax of the param tag. The question can be asked that in 2 marks also, explain the applet tag or explain the param tag, or question is asked in the form of attributes also. Give the attributes of param tag or give the attributes of the applet tag, right? So you can write the syntax as given here, right? Now if we want to embed the applet into web page, so I have to follow three steps, right, for embedding the applet into a web page. So first step is, first you have to create an applet by extending the applet class, right? One means the Java file. We have to create one Java file, which we have seen in the previous lecture. We have to create one Java file which extends the applet, means that file will be an applet, right? So after this, in the next step, create a class file, right? Create a class file by compiling this Java file using javac command, right? If we want to convert this Java file into a class file, you have to convert this java.convert file into a class file using javac command from the command prompt, right? In the command prompt you have to write javac space, right, and the class file name dot java, right? Then the file will be converted into the class file, right? Then the class file will be required into the applet tag. So this was the second step, and the third step is create the HTML file with the applet tag, right, in which we will implement the applet tag which we have seen in the previous style. We have to mention all these attributes, right? Here we will give the applet file, right, which we have converted from Java to class file, and then we will set the height and width, so we can have the applet on the web page. So by using the applet tag, we can set the applet into the web page, right? And these are the steps which can be followed for embedding the applet into a web page, right? First is creating the applet file, right, means the Java file. The next step is for converting from Java to class file by compiling this file, and third is creating HTML file, right, in which we will write the applet tag. In first step we have to create one file, right, that is a Java file. Java file will be converted into a class file, and that class file will be used by the step 3 in the HTML file. So for creating web page using applet, these 3 steps will be followed. We will see example for the same also in next lectures, right? In next lecture we will implement applet into an admin IDE. We will learn how to create applets and how to run the applet. Thank you.